Right. Ooh, Zazka.
What is that? Zazka has been thinking. Akrog should really put Nerbok in his place. It is clear that he respects him not as a chieftain.
The fool scolds, the wise troll acts. It is true, Nerbok has been acting strangely. But if Akrog just uses the chieftain's word, it will not change him.
What? So Akrog should dance around Nerbok's pride?
No, he should act like his sire would have, with a calm mind. Talk to him once the Moonkin have found their new tribe camp, from troll to troll. Grungwar is sure there is a way to convince him.
Akrog will think about it.
It does make some sense. Definitely not the easiest troll to be around. Oh, wait.
He is on his way.
Now we can talk to those two again.
What this?
Akrog Beak Eye. Nerbok One Eye. Mugwa praise. Akrog must leave. Sharp tusks and thick hide. Akrog, Nerbok One Eye. Mugwa praise. Akrog just wanted to tell Nerbok. It was the right choice to strike a pact with the stranger. Without the strength of Zarak's cub, the Moonkin will die.
We do not know that.
The Moonkin have survived for 1,000 moons, but that was because someone great led them. But this is not even about Zarak's cub or this brittle-bone hexer. Grungwar may whine about the traditions and Zarak abandoning the trolls all he wants. Nerbok cares for solutions, and Zazka is right. This might be one. Even if Nerbok is still hesitant to believe anything good could ever come out of that cuckoo's mouth. Why hates Nerbok Akrog so much? Hate? This has nothing to do with hate. Akrog should simply not be chieftain. But Nerbok should. Nerbok, Grungwar, Tusks, even Anuk would make a better chieftain than Akrog. Why thinks Nerbok this way? Because of what happened in the cradle. Grungwar has said it. The moment the Moonkin let the Brittlebones crush their traditions, they... Nerbok knows what his trusted one says, and Grungwar is not all wrong in this. That is not what this is about. Akrog is simply too soft. He has known Akrog since Akrog was a cub, and it is true. All this spirit hearing, Grungwar's pampering, all this undeserved admiration from the tribe simply because he is the firstborn's cub. Give the beak too much meat, and he will become lazy and weak-willed. Mark Nerbok's words. Chieftain Akrog, when the day comes that he has to make a hard call, he will not make it. Nerbok bets his tusks on it. Akrog challenges Nerbok to a fight under Mugwa's eye. If he wins, then Nerbok will respect him. No. Too much of a coward? Akrog can tell himself that. Nerbok will not fight him because he would crush Akrog's skull like a brittle bone head, and that would make Nerbok a kinslayer. And this tribe needs its great warrior still. So, if threats are all Akrog has to offer, he can go rot. Fine. Akrog made mistakes, and maybe he will make mistakes again, but that is what being a chieftain is about. But every single cursed mistake he will make will be because he wants the best for the tribe. It will not always be the right one, no, but it will never be a selfish one. Akrog is good with words. Because he speaks true. Fine. Fine. Prove it. Prove that he has earned this by helping the tribe. Prove that his words are true. Then they will speak again. Now, is there anything else, Chieftain? If not, Nerbok's crush stick needs fixing.
Nice. And another. Oh, the scrapper.
Chieftain Mugwa praise. Good of him to combine.
He means come by, no?
No. Come by.
Same thing. Anyway, Zaramak means speak to Chieftain. He remember Cart Crumb speak of during Chainer battle? Chieftain hardly put much in there. Stone, wood, food. Zaramak disappointed.
They needed it all for the battle.
That all right, but still Zaramak could have used to make tribes stronger. For next battle, Chieftain put things in cart, then tell Zaramak in tribe camp what he want to do with it. Everyone happy.
All right, you will see what they can spare. Anuk said Zaramak wanted to talk about the Moonkin's weapons too.
It true. Zaramak shame to say, but he think Moonkin need better weapons. They just not good enough.
Why would the Moonkin need new weapons? Troll weapons are powerful.
True, but only because arm that swing them is strong. Zaramak have no love for brittle bones, but Chieftain must say brittle bone weapons good, very good, better than trolls.
Painful to hear, but true. What wants Zaramak to do?
So, Zaramak think they should make weapons as good as Brittlebone if they want to survive. The problem, Zaramak cannot make them, so they need to find second scrapper who can.
Would Zaramak not mind having a second scrapper in the tribe? One who is better at shaping weapons than him?
If he be honest, no, he like not. But he also know good of tribe bigger than good of single troll.
Strong word. Big Blood always say the same thing.
Then Big Blood very wise.
Zaramak made Akrog a crush stick not long ago, and it crushes very well.
And Zaramak happy to hear, but who say it cannot work better?
The tribe has enough mouths to feed. Can Zaramak not learn to shape weapons the Brittlebone way too?
Zaramak wish he could, but no. It not that Brittlebone's smarter, it because Brittlebone shaping hard to learn. Take years. It is a fart, as Brittlebone elders say.
Arts. Zaramak means arts.
Same thing.
But where can they find such a scrapper? Akrog doubts the Tusk Hunters would work for the Moonkin.
True, but Zaramak have idea. He talked to Anu, and he tells Zaramak of smart Brittlebone scrapper who live not far from temple, in shelter in the wild. Apparently he shape all kind of things. Weapons, traps, even creatures of iron that move all by themselves. Anug also say that Brittlebone Scrapper have not left his shelter for moons, and no one know why. Zaramak
Convince him to help them. How is Akrog supposed to convince him? Brittlebones hate trolls.
True, but he not shape weapon for Brittlebones for year, so maybe he grow tired of kin? Zaramak know not. Also, if he listen not, Chieftain can just drag him here by his tusks.
Teeth. Brittlebones have no tusks.
Same thing.
Tell Akrog more about this scrapper.
Well, Zaramak already say most. They say he very, very good. So good that even Brittlebone chieftains come to him to have him forge their weapons.
Maybe the Moonkin could also find cruelty there.
Cruelty?
Never mind. He said people made of iron?
Like what they call golems?
Golems.
Right, them. They move and crush very strong.
All right. Akrog will look for this Brittlebone scrapper.
Good. Chieftain have map, no? Here, that where he should march. It take them half day to get there, but Zaramak sure it worth it. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Chieftain.
Same to Zaramak.
Sharp tusks and thick. In the Temple of Sacred Steel, you can unlock upgrades for buildings and units. Select it and research it. Upgrades cost resources, obviously. Now,
Chieftain, got scrap for Zaramak?
maybe. Oh, what's the best thing?
Zaramak has been shaping for a long, long time. What is the best thing he has ever shaped?
Bestest? Tricky. Zaramak make lots. Maybe Chieftain Narjak? Zaramak make him bestest helmet troll ever see.
Mugwas' mane? Zaramak forged that? Akrog remembers it well. When he was a cub, he was afraid of his sire when he wore that helmet. Probably because of the extra tusks.
No Brittlebone mess with four-tusked troll. Took Zaramak long time. Worth it. Chieftain want one same?
Is it possible? It would be an honor to wear such a helmet.
It easy enough. Just bring Zaramak what he need to make it.
Understood. Akrog thanks Zaramak.
Chieftain should save his thanks for when Zaramak make it.
How can Zaramak make weapons and armor for the tribe, using such flimsy brittlebone blades and shields?
Not easy. Takes many bits Brittlebone metal to make troll shield. But Zaramak not mind.
Fun. It looks like hard work to Akrog.
True. Fun hard work. Zaramak like work. Keep busy. Busy.
Akrog is impressed that Zaramak keeps working. He has served the Moonkin for a very long time. It is all right for him to take a rest from time to time, though. Zaramak has earned it.
Rest? Never! Zaramak stay busy. Moonkin need him.
It is true, they need him. Zaramak sounds a little like Elder Greyfur. He wants not to rest while the Moonkin need him. Akrog is thankful for them both.
Chieftain, no need say thanks. Just keep bring scrap.
All right, he will. The songbone Zaramak carved for Shepherd Crumb Kindsoul was wonderful.
All little Moonblood's idea. Zaramak just help make all sorts from bones when Zaramak young. Not make songbone till now, though.
Where was it that Zaramak learned to make such things? A songbone is very different from a blade.
Not big difference. Bone, not metal, true. But time and think. And Eric guts. Zaramak see songbone like that when Greenskin steal him. Crumb there too. So Zaramak know how to make, and Crumb know how to play. Music, good thing. Help trolls less sad.
Zaramak is wise. Maybe Akrog should have him make many more songbones. But few could play them as sweetly as Crumb.
True. Most Moonkin hands too chunky. Crushed songbone not make good music.
Not for long, at least.
The idea is to supercharge the early, because it doesn't matter if we level or if we improve our late game or whatnot, if we cannot get to the late game. That's just something to keep in mind.
Interesting. Cursed, rotten, tuskless piece of rock. Julog wishes Mugwa would smash it with her udders.
Mugwa praise Tamer Julog, Beak friend. Something the matter?
Oh, Chieftain, he is, back. Julog meant no disrespect to Mugwa.
It is fine. What troubles Julog? Why is he not with the Beaks?
It is this rock. Julog thinks he heard iron beaks behind it, which the Moonkin could tame. But this thing just too heavy, and he cannot move it.
Looks like this would need some time and materials. Akrog will send some workers over to clear it.
He would? Oh, that is wonderful, Chieftain. Julog thanks him.
What is good for the Beaks and their tamers is good for the tribe. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Julog.
Sharp tusks and thick hide. Could he ask one more question? That thing on the stone slab, is that... they know...
It is Zarek's cub, it is true. The brittle bones cut him to pieces, and the Moonkin must restore him.
Julog hopes it will be kind to the Moonkin, then. Just being close to that thing makes his tusks tingle.
He is not alone in this feeling. They will be careful.
Oh. So, there we go. Some areas in the Temple of the Sacred Seal are blocked, obviously, by rubble piles. Clear them in order to gain access to them. Perfect. And we need to do this with the rubble pile stuff. And thank goodness I still have some resources left. Maybe I've just gotten those in order to finish this upgrade. So there's a worker coming up. And we can get rid of this rubble pile. There's also another rubble pile down there. And another one up here. I don't know if there's a fourth one somewhere or whatever, but let's just look at this and see what we can do. Because there's always nice items around here. That's pretty sweet.
Julog, wait! Oh, curse it.
Well,
This is as good a place as any.
let's hope he did not get himself into trouble. Oh, look at this. Another building. Let's just get our... Oh, more rubble.
Go on, go look.
What do we have here? Oh, stone tablet of crushing. The second one. Does it say anything? No, of course not.
He is going big blood.
He needs something?
No.
That is all.
What about him?
Chieftain, how can Grungwar help?
Akrog wants to understand why Nerbok despises Akrog so much. Akrog knows Nerbok had high hopes of becoming chieftain after Sire Narjak. But is that all there is to it?
The truth is, Grungwar knows not.
Well, he must have some idea. Grungwar and Nerbok have been trusted ones for... how long?
Almost 400 moons now. To answer his question, perhaps it has to do with the way Nerbok chooses to respect.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, ever since Grungwar has known Nerbok, he was all about earning respect through deeds. There's nothing Nerbok respects more than someone who earned his position in the tribe through strength and tenacity. And it is not only about judging others. Nerbok has the same thinking about himself. Early on, before he became the great warrior, he would spend every single day with his crush stick, practicing. And while he was not ashamed of getting wounded, he was ashamed when he thought it was a mistake easily avoided. Tusks, thinking about it. He was so restless, Chieftain. Every day he would wake up long before sunup and practice.
And then, a green cubling who hears voices in the wind comes along and becomes chieftain just because he shares Narjak's blood.
It is true. Grungwar knows Akrog has worked hard and bled a lot for the tribe. But he imagines that in Nerbok's eyes, it was not anywhere near enough to deserve such an honor.
And can Grungwar think of anything Akrog could do to convince Nerbok he is worthy?
Nothing more than what Grungwar already said. Be a leader who is deserving. And from what Grungwar can tell, Akrog seems to be on the right path. Madman Brittlebone plan or not. Nerbok will come around, Chieftain. There is nothing he treasures more than the tribe. And the moment he realizes Akrog feels the same, he will learn to respect Akrog. Grungwar can feel it.
Akrog believes Grungwar never told him. Where learned he to read?
Perhaps the chieftain asked before, but Grungwar wanted not to tell. Is that right?
Well, it is true. But Grungwar need not tell if he would rather not. Akrog understands.
No, Akrog is chieftain now, and Grungwar feels comfortable to share this. Just understand that he might leave out certain details. It is a long and dark tale.
Of course.
Well then, let them get this over with. Grungwar was a slave of the Brittlebones, the Dark Elves of Shaldan, to be precise.
Grungwar was a slave. That is...
Shocking. Disgraceful. Grungwar knows. Yet it happened. He was a freshly born cubling back then, and he was on the way back to the tribe camp with Four Eyes, who had taken him to a shrine of Mugwa for her blessing, one of them being his sire. They accidentally stumbled into a dark elf camp, and, well...
They took them prisoner.
They killed Grungwar's sire, and one of the eyes, Barnek, and took Grungwar and the other eye with him.
Akrog is sorry to hear that.
It is fine.
So, he was a slave.
The other eye, Maka, was made one, and Grungwar never saw her again. Grungwar, on the other hand, was given to some dark elf chieftain, an Archon, as they call them. Zahal Tuwar was his name.
And that dark elf Archon taught Grungwar how to read.
Far from it, no. That dark elf Archon tossed Grungwar into a dungeon with a dozen other interesting specimens and forgot about him. But that is not the point of this story. What matters is that Grungwar grew very weak in that dungeon. He will not lie, Chieftain. It was a dark time. There was no ray of sunlight, and every day felt the same, like a black swamp that went on forever. It would have probably been the end of Grungwar, if not for that one servant. The doe she was. To this day, Grungwar knows her name not.
A brittle-boned doe helped him.
At first, she only brought him food every other day. But after a while, she came more often. It is shameful to admit these feelings for a brittlebone, but Grungwar was so grateful to her. He wanted to thank her, but he could not, because he had not even learned to speak. So she taught him with scratching and pointing.
Scratching and pointing. That was enough for Grungwar to learn so much.
Well, the chieftain must remember that Grungwar was in that dungeon for a very long time. With each of her visits, he started to repeat the sounds she made. And he studied the scratchings in the dust until they made sense. He learned only simple things at first, but with time, the words got more complex. And she even brought him simple Dark Elven stories to read. It was a strange time. Looking back on it now, Grungwar often wonders if it all really happened. But it did, and Grungwar's knowledge is the totem of that.
And how was Grungwar freed?
That is another painful, long story. And one Grungwar would rather not share right now. He hopes the chieftain understands.
And what about that kind, brittlebone servant? Saw Grungwar her ever again?
No, because she died. The Archon had her killed when he found out what she had done. They're vile beings, these Dark Elves, Chieftain. Even worse than the Tusk Hunters. But let them not talk more about it, no. Grungwar is... he feels like he has told enough.
All right. Akrog understands. Akrog has been wondering about this a long time. How decided Grungwar and Nerbok to form the bond of trust?
That is a difficult question. Grungwar is not certain they ever truly decided it. When two trolls go through enough together, something like that simply happens.
That is not quite true, is it? One must still decide to form the bond of trust.
One must ask the question, and the other must agree it is true. But the kinship and the trust, that grows on its own.
So Grungwar and Nerbok have been through much together.
Oh, far too much. Even the greatest warrior needs the support of an elder to mend his wounds. And without Nerbok's mastery of the crush stick, he would have died many times. Nerbok was death, and Grungwar was life. And together, nothing could stand in their way.
When was the first time Grungwar and Nerbok fought together? Can Grungwar remember?
Oh, he can. It is hundreds of moons ago, but the images are still there, clear in Grungwar's mind. A pack of greenskins ambushed the Moonkin while they were feasting in Mugwa's honor. Taken by surprise, the warriors were slow to react. But not Nerbok. His crush stick was in his hand as soon as the greenskins attacked.
So the greenskins snuck past the eyes.
No, they killed them. Every single one. It was a well-planned attack, and even though the old Eye Master at the time did everything right, the greenskins were simply too quick and too cunning. Akrog's sire, Narjak, was away on a hunt. That is probably why they picked that night. Looking back, Grungwar realizes that battle might have well been the end of the Moonkin, if not for Nerbok. A fought back the first pack of the Greenskins, and when they retreated, he ran after them.
Alone?
Alone. It was reckless and bold, and even with his strength and skill, Grungwar knew Nerbok would not survive. So he followed them, even though the kin all urged him to stay back.
And they won. They killed all those Greenskins by themselves.
Ha! Not even Narjak could have done that. No, they killed not all of them. But Nerbok's crush stick and Grungwar's totems bought the rest of the tribe time to prepare. The other warriors joined in, and the Greenskins fled. After the battle, Grungwar and Nerbok always stayed together in a fight. There was not even anything ceremonial about it. They just did, because it felt right. Alone, they were one great warrior and one powerful elder. Together, they were unstoppable. Listen to old Grungwar ramble on. That comes with age, he supposes. One prefers to dwell in the days when the hide was less thin and the tusks less brittle.
Akrog understands that depending on each other in a battle can form that kind of bond. But is the trust still there after the battle?
Well, certainly not for everyone. But for Grungwar and Nerbok it is true. The more time they spent with each other, the more they realized that it was not only in battle where they enhanced each other so well. Nerbok is fierce, when Grungwar is sometimes too reluctant. And Grungwar is calm, when Nerbok is sometimes too hot-headed. Come to think of it, it is not too different from Zazka and Akrog.
That is true. Akrog understands. And who decided to strike the bond of trust then? Was it Grungwar?
No, it was Nerbok. After the death of his sires.
He lost his sires.
Oh, it is another dark tale. Nerbok's sires were killed by brittlebone hunters and left to rot under the sun. Every troll is kin. But Grungwar must not tell Akrog that losing a same blood often hurts worse, no matter how honorable a troll is. For Nerbok, it was terrible, and he blamed himself. His sires had been very old by then, unable to defend themselves, and he had been out protecting some Moonkin workers. He had not even the chance to say farewell.
Akrog imagines Grungwar helped him through his grief.
He tried his best. Grungwar will not lie. It was not easy. Nerbok refused to talk and got angry quickly. But Grungwar just stayed and waited, ready to listen. It took a long time, but finally, Nerbok spoke.
What said he?
Many things, which Grungwar will keep to himself. But he remembers the two words Nerbok ended on, and he always will. Never again. Nerbok swore never to let another kin be killed by a brittlebone. And that was it. A day later, Nerbok asked Grungwar to be his trusted one. Grungwar accepted without batting an eyelid.
Akrog sees. He thanks Grungwar for sharing this.
Gladly. Anything to help Akrog see that Nerbok is not the mean-spirited rot-tusk Akrog thinks he is.
Akrog never said he was a rot-tusk.
But he thought it. And it is fine. Grungwar would probably feel the same way if he were in Akrog's hide. Just remember, there's often more to a kin than meets the eye.
Akrog has some Bonedust for Grungwar's plant.
Grungwar was about to ask. He saw Akrog collect it. Let him see. Ha! See? It works! The leaf unwilted, and its hex power grew stronger.
It is true. Akrog can feel it. How can it work so fast?
This is a blessed plant, Chieftain. They should find more of this, though. The more Bonedust they find, the better.
All right. That is it for now. Akrog must go.
Of course, duty awaits.
Why does it have to be so expensive? Alright.
Grungwar is ready.
Oh, so Julog's ears tricked him not after all. Look at these beauties, Chieftain. Look at them.
They sound very angry.
Because the Moonkin barged into their nesting place, of course. But worry not, Chieftain. Just give Julog and Crumb a bit of time with them, and they will be eating the grains out of Julog's hand.
Any chance Zazka can get the bones of that hand? It would look nice around Zazka's neck.
Not funny, Small Tusk.
Julog will not disrespect trusted.
Leave it be, Akrog. No point.
These beaks look not like normal beaks. Think Julog they will be useful in battle.
Oh, surely. In truth, Crumb and Julog have been working on an idea, and these beaks might just be the right ones for it. Julog thanks the Chieftain again. He thinks there are more rocks like this in the temple, maybe.
He will order them cleared when the Moonkin have the materials. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Julog.
Nice. And another quest done.
Akrog greets Julog.
Ah, Chieftain. What is it he needs?
Akrog wondered how Julog was faring.
Ooh, and more questions. But let's just get ourselves the reward from the previous one, which is another quest item. Interesting. Well, Mugwas here, seedling, Mugwas blesses the Moonkin. Okay, so it turns from a like whitish item into a greenish item. Probably just increases in rarity or whatever.
These are difficult times, Julog. How are the Iron Beaks?
Oh, as Chieftain might have guessed, they are restless. It is hard enough to find food to fill the Moonkin's bellies, so Julog has little to give the Beaks.
Noag like Beaks?
Julog knows. Noag always liked to play with them when he was little. Not that he ever was.
Are there enough tamed Iron Beaks for the needs of the tribe? The survival of the Moonkin is at stake.
Enough Iron Beaks, it is true, but...
Julog sounds worried. Is something wrong?
Well, Julog is sure it is nothing, but the tribe's strongest Iron Beak is unwell. Ever since Julog took the Beaks to train out in the jungle, maybe it ate some bad carrion. Julog cannot say, but he keeps the Beaks away from that area to be safe.
The strongest beak. That must be hard to bear for Julog and his master.
It is true. If Julog loses this Iron Beak, it'll be more painful than the strike of a poisoned dagger. But Julog should know better and not get attached to the Beaks. Julog is still learning.
It is true. Julog should know better. Do what he can to keep the beak strong and on the side of the Moonkin. Crumb will guide him.
It shall be done, Chieftain.
Akrog has been meaning to tell Julog how impressed he is with his efforts to tame the Moonkin's Iron Beaks.
Chieftain is kind to say so, but the job has its challenges, and Julog still makes some mistakes.
It is not a simple task for an apprentice. Julog should be proud of his progress.
It is true. The task is hard, and Julog is proud. Iron Beaks are noble creatures. Has Chieftain ever heard the tale of Zag, the winged destroyer of Urgath?
Akrog thinks not. What is this tale?
Zag was the mightiest Iron Beak ever seen in Urgath, many times the size of the tribe's other beaks. Zag filled the hearts of all enemies with fear. In one battle, Zag chased a host of green-skinned raiders deep into the swamps. They did not leave the swamps again. All that was left was the skull of the greatest greenskin. Zag carried it out of the mists.
Akrog knew not that Iron Beaks could be so large or so clever. Zag must have been a great foe.
It is true. The tale of Zag is the reason Julog wanted to help train the Beaks. If only Julog could hatch an Iron Beak like Zag one day, the Moonkin would need fear no greenskin or brittlebone.
Spending all day with Iron Beaks needs much bravery and patience. Has Julog ever heard what happened when Akrog tried to help Crumb tame a beak?
Julog has heard the tale. One of Crumb's Beaks wanted to be friends with the Chieftain when he was a cub, but he did not like how the beak showed its affection, no?
Such sharp talons.
Very sharp. Knows the chieftain what it really takes to become a tamer of the Iron Beaks? Huh? A thick hide.
And Julog has many scars already.
Oh, it will not be long before Julog has more scars than hide. It takes patience to tame each beak, but it is worth the pain when Julog finally sends a tamed beak on a Moonkin mission.
And they always return to Julog when he calls?
There is a moment, just before the beak lands on Julog's arm, when Julog thinks it will not stop, or might even attack Julog. A small moment, every time, but then the beak lands, ready for its orders. Julog feels fortunate to have their trust.
Is Crom a fair master to Julog? Akrog knows the bond between apprentice and master is not always simple.
Fair? Crom is the fairest of all masters. Julog learns much from him and hopes to learn much more in the time to come.
Crom, good teacher. Always nice to Noak.
Noag is right. Crom is nice to Julog too.
The Moonkin is blessed to have a master tamer like Crom.
The chieftain speaks the truth.
It cheers Akrog to see the Beaks flying. Is Julog cheered by them too?
It is true. But then Julog has always found joy in nature. Talag used to call Julog Beak Bones.
Talag. He was Julog's trusted one.
He was. It seems like a long time since Julog lost him to the hunters. Julog wishes to tell the chieftain that the pain of losing a trusted one is not forever. But that would be a lie.
Tell Akrog more about Talag.
Gladly. Telling stories of Talag gives him life again, if only for a moment. Talag and Julog grew up together, played together, exploring everywhere, from the stinking swamps to the tops of mountains. Talag always took risks, climbed trees, jumped off high rocks. Julog had his head in the leaves, or the grass instead, looking for creatures.
That sounds like Julog. He looked out for Beaks too?
It is true. Julog also looked to the sky. But when it was time to find our places within the Moonkin, Talag thought Julog would be a warrior like him. Talag was hurt when Julog chose another path.
Was Julog not tempted to learn to fight?
Only because Julog wanted to stay with Talag. But Julog did not want to kill. Or be killed.
And Talag understood not.
Talag was sad, but he understood Julog well enough. He never made Julog feel bad for choosing the peaceful path. Only Julog made Julog feel bad.
Well then, Akrog must go. The blood for the tribe and the tribe for the blood.
Thick hide and sharp tusks, chieftain.
Chieftain, how can Grungwar help?
What now?
Of course.
By Mugwas' sparkling udders, the chieftain deems the small tusk worthy of a conversation. How can Zazka help?
Is being less of a fool mouth a possibility?
Afraid not. That sickness is as incurable as the rot. Now, say, what is on his mind?
Akrog just wanted to see how Zazka is feeling.
Hungry, annoyed, and ugly.
A perfectly normal day then.
Right.
Zazka seems to put a lot of trust into the stranger's plan.
Zazka does? That is the first time he heard that.
Well, he proposed the plan, no?
That is right. But that means not that Zazka blindly trusts the stranger and the cub. Thing is, if a troll is drowning in beak shit, then he would be a fool to refuse a helping hand only because it has blisters, no?
That is a strange comparison.
Even a master hunter sometimes misses a throw. Look, the point is, the Moonkin have run out of options, as much as old Grungwar refuses to admit it. Zazka is curious about this cub, and this temple, that is true. But he is as nervous about all this as Trusted One is.
All right then. Zazka seems to like this place, no? Akrog has seen him admire it.
Well, admire is a big word, but it is true. He cannot help but respect Brittlebone craftsmanship. Imagine what it takes to build a place like this. And here the Moonkin are, slapping their crude shelters onto the stone. It is like sprinkling shit onto a masterful totem.
Akrog would not go so far as calling the troll shelter shit, but Zazka has a point.
Of course he does, but worry not. Zazka wants not to stay here forever. The home of the Moonkin is out there, in the jungles and the swamps, not up on a mountain.
Very true. So, Zazka, tell him, how is it being the chieftain's trusted one?
Oh, it is everything Zazka dreamed it would be. The honor, the excitement, all those Moonkin does clamoring for Zazka's attention.
Good to hear. Tusks, would Zazka have thought that Akrog would be chieftain one day?
Honest answer, he did.
Truly? How so?
Because Akrog was the only one who took a stand for Zazka when the other cubs shunned him.
Zazka makes it sound as though Akrog did that without batting an eyelid. It took him moons to step up.
But he did, and Zazka will never forget it. Zazka is no elder, but if he has learned one thing, then it is that most kin are twigs in the wind. They bend in whichever direction it blows. Had the Chrome Trolls not approved of the cubs shunning Zazka, they would not have done it. They just did what everyone else did, because defying the wind takes strength. In that way, Zazka even has a bit of admiration for Nerbok. He would hate Zazka, even if everyone else accepted him. He is an insufferable rot tusk, but at least he has a spine, as does Akrog.
Zazka makes it sound as though only Akrog helped Zazka, and not the other way around. When Akrog got trapped in that cave, Zazka
helped him out of there. It is true, but it is not the same. It is easy being the trusted one of someone who is more respected. The other way around is what takes courage. So, no, Zazka was not surprised Narjak chose Akrog as chieftain. Akrog always had it in him, and Zazka saw that, just like Narjak did.
And here they are.
And here they are.
May this bond of trust last forever.
It rotten better. Now enough of the sweet words, all right? They have a god to revive.
This may sound odd, but Akrog just wanted to tell him he is sorry about all those kin who shun Zazka. They are fools.
Anything else?
Said Akrog anything wrong?
No, just nothing new. Seriously, Akrog, how often have they had this talk? Zazka gives not a beak shit about those fools, so let them foul talk and sneer all they want.
Is that so?
Is what so?
Cares Zazka truly not? To Akrog, it seems like it still hurts him.
Well, there are nicer things than being forbidden to mate, because one's blood is inferior, and getting insulted 5 times a day for sure. But considering that this is never going to change because, oh shame, Zazka has no Moonkin blood, what is he supposed to do? Curl up and cry?
No, but Zazka could try earning their respect.
Akrog really just said that?
Why?
Because that was the most stupidest thing Akrog has said in moons. Zazka did nothing else but try and earn their respect, and save for the occasional joke. He still does. But it just matters not, because all those fools see are his small tusks and his worm-eater blood. Zazka could save the whole rotten tribe from extinction, and they would still find a way to make him look bad. Now, can they please stop? They have had this talk, Akrog, many times, and it never gets more pleasant.
Akrog has to go.
Zazka will not stop him.
We need some parts for the Fial Dog, and more Echo and whatnot. And all of the other missions can be finished in different environments now. And what we need to do is go out of there into the world map and do the different missions to upgrade our trolls. And that means we're going to end the episode, which was a very long one, very talkative one. Until next time, like and subscribe, and ta-ta!